cloud. Do, 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 do. Good evening, cement shoes, lemon pie. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope we all had a wonderful day today. Good evening, Purple, and happy Easter to you, Purple. Lori Sutton. Good evening and welcome. Happy Easter. We're waiting for some more people to join, and then we'll get this party started. I was playing trivia on another channel and almost typed one of the E mountain lion type of answers, but caught myself before I sent it. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Yeah. Didn't do much for Easter. We made, Easter basket for my son, but we didn't do much of anything else. Just stopped by to say hi. I have a headache, so I won't be playing tonight. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Purple. Still would have thought you're nuts. I can see that. All right, well, let's get the first question up on the screen, everybody. Gemma, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. First, our first question is about to come up on the screen now. All right. Munchausen syndrome is real. Some of the most horrific crimes have been committed by those who have been suffering with Munchausen. Who did Dee Dee Blanchard torture for most of their life? Was it A, daughter Gypsy Rose, B, grandmother Sybil Blanchard, C, niece Crystal Meeks, or D, a baby mountain lion? Yes, Gemma, I haven't had a chance to read the emails yet. I was pretty busy yesterday, but I will after this stream. Michael Jones update. Michael May, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Hope you had a happy Easter. Munchausen syndrome is real. Some of the most horrific crimes have been committed by those who have been suffering from Munchausen. Who did D.D. Blanchard torture for most of their life? Who did D.D. Blanchard torture? Good evening, Samantha. Mustard McDowell. Welcome to tonight's trivia and happy Easter, Samantha. Okay, the answer to question 1 is A as in apple. Her daughter, Gypsy Rose. Dee Blanchard tortured her daughter. She did some very horrific things to her. Made her take medication that she never needed. All kinds of different things that did psychological torture, physical. Terrible. Question 2. Many documentaries have been made of my crimes. Very few have done any real research. Only 2 have bothered to dive into the real psychological reasons for what I've done. Yet better than 80% of the people believe I did it for love of another. Who am I? Is it A, Ted Bundy, B, Chris Watts, C, John Wayne Gacy, or D, Albert DelSalvo? Who do people believe that this person did it for the love of another? Good evening, Sal. Welcome to tonight's trivia and happy Easter, Sal. B, A, B, B, B. Many documentaries have been made of my crimes. Very few have done the real research. That's true. Very few have. Got a whole lot of bees. Many documentaries have been made of my crimes. Very few have done any real research. Only 2 have even bothered to dive into the real psychological reasons for what I've done. Yet better than 80% of people believe I did it for the love of another. Who am I? Question 2. The correct answer is B as in boy, Chris Watts. A lot of people believe that he did it for the love of his mistress. But just like anybody else, she didn't matter to him at all. In the end, she would have if he would have gotten away with it, he would have, in short order, somewhere down the road, would have turned on her. Question 3. Can you solve my murder? Rolled up and forgotten, a number in a long line of murders that are all senseless. Please, world, I beg of you to never cast my memory away again. Revenge is sweet. Memories last a lifetime and beyond. Who am I? Say my name. Is it A, Barry Morphew, B, Kendrick Johnson, C. Maya Zapata, or D. Shanann Watts? Can you solve my murder? Rolled up and forgotten. A number in a long line of murders that are all senseless. Please, world, I beg of you to never cast my memory away again. Revenge is sweet. Memories last a lifetime and beyond. Who am I? Say my name. Gamma's going with D. And Smith Show's going with B. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Samantha Mustard McDowell, D. Sal, C. Lori Sutton is going with B. Who is this senseless murder victim? Ten seconds. The answer to question 3 is B as in boy. Kendrick Johnson was murdered at his school and rolled up and stuffed in the mats next to the bleachers. Senseless murder. Maya Zapata was the lead singer of the band The Gits, and she was raped and murdered in Seattle. Shanann, we all know what happened to Shanann Watts. Barry Morphew is alive, unfortunately. Thumbs up, it helps the algorithm. Well, thank you, Samantha. All right, going on to question 4. I didn't feel I had much of a choice. You think I only killed 12 young boys. The truth is, I killed more. I just didn't wish to share my favorites with the world. The lost audio tapes covered them briefly, but I will never tell now that I'm dead who they are or where. Who is this? Is it A, Dennis Rader, B, Charles Cross, C, Dennis Nielsen, or D, Charles Ning? I didn't feel I had much of a choice. You think I only killed 12 young boys. The truth is, I killed more. Callie Lisa, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. And happy Easter, Callie Lisa. Cement is going with C, Callie Lisa B, Lemon C, Gemma C, Samantha C, Sal C. Amelia, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia and happy Easter, Amelia. Starfire, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. Happy Easter to you as well. You think I only killed 12 boys? The truth is, I killed more. I just didn't wish to share my favorites with the world. Who killed more than a dozen young boys? Question number 4. 30 seconds left. Get your answer in. Guess if you have to. Question number 4. The correct answer is C, as in cat, Dennis Nielsen. They believe he actually killed 20 to 22 young boys, but he was only convicted of the 12. He confessed to the 12, and they later, after his attorney died, they found the audio tapes of him partially confessing to additional murders, but he didn't want to talk about his favorites. Kept them as his own little memento, I guess. The 6 son of a beep. All right, question 5. My name is William Ford Jr. My family has been destroyed since my death. Netflix made a documentary episode about my life and murder, yet very few of you could be bothered to watch it. At least I got a well-attended breakout group at a crime con in 2021. What is the name of my Netflix special? Was it A, Killing Me Softly with His Love, B, Mama's Boy, C, Cornfields of Murder County, or D, Strong Island? My name is William Ford Jr. My family has been destroyed since my death. I rifled through everyone's Easter baskets before they got them. There you go. Okay, Lisa's going with A. Lemon Pie is going with B, Mama's Boy. And by the way, this documentary is really well done. It's sad to see that it was next to the bottom, on Netflix specials for true crime documentaries that aired on Netflix. That meaning that almost nobody watched it. Never keeping your eggs in the one basket. I'm almost too fat to fit in the chat now. Starfire and Sal are both going with B, Mama's Boy. But at least William Ford Jr.'s murder got a breakout group chat at CrimeCon in 2021. That's good. At least somebody was listening, then, talking about it then. William Ford Jr. "30 seconds. What is the name of the documentary that dealt with William Ford Jr.'s murder? B, I don't know. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Okay, the correct answer to question 5 is D, as in dog. Strong Island is the name of the documentary. I would have picked one of the other names of documentaries, but Strong Island is the name of the documentary that deals with William Ford Jr.'s murder. Strong Island. Lenny Peel, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia and happy Easter. Scrolling up, making sure I didn't miss anybody else. Hope not. Oh, all right. Going on to question number 6. Question 6. This fired shipyard worker went on a rampage that took many of lives, destroyed even more. This crazy madman ended up taking the lives of 8 nursing students. Who is this? Is it A, David Meeks, B, Robert D'Angelo, C, Richard Speak, or D, Methadone Mountain Lion Charlie? You don't have a Netflix? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, tell you the truth, I have Netflix and Hulu and all of it. I don't watch any of it. The rest of my family does. Every once in a great while, I'll take the opportunity to sit down and watch something. And 9 times out of 10, when I do watch something on Netflix, it's either a documentary or a comedy stand-up special. And you're right, Cement Shoes. It is supposed to be spec, not speak. SPECK, not EE. Speck. Richard Speck is that person's name. He'll be one of our E answers by next week. Methadone Mountain Lion Charlie. D. Cement Shoes said the answer is always D. This fired shipyard worker went on a rampage that took many lives, destroyed even more. This crazy madman ended up taking the lives of 8 nursing students. So my notes that I wrote down here on this is not only did there's the innocent victims that he killed, but 5 additional people who were not murdered, obviously, had nervous breakdowns that were associated with the victims, either family members or spouses, love interests, but 5 others, so you don't just kill the victim and hurt the victim. You destroy lives by each and every one of them. It's C, C, C. It's always F, says Cement. Rosie, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a happy Easter, Rosie. Okay, question 6. The correct answer is C as in cat. Richard Speck, not Speak. Speck. It's spelled wrong there. I'm sorry about that. Move over to. All right, question 7. Besides acting injured to lure young women to his van, what other ruse did Ted Bundy use? What other ruse? Was it A, police or security officer, B, a college professor, C, member of school administration, or D, a photographer? Excuse me. What other ruse besides being injured did Ted Bundy use to lure women to his car or van? Wait, didn't he do a couple of these? Ted Bundy? Ted Bundy's main ruse was acting injured, and saying he needed assistance, or he preyed upon the goodwill of women around him to help him. Either with a fake cast on, or on his leg or his arm, or something to that effect. That he was struggling to get to his car carrying books. Did he act as a photographer, school administrator, professor, or officer? We're just looking for one of the ruses. Did he use all of them or any of them? I am not aware of him ever using three of the four options. One, yes, he did use. I thought he did heard anything. A college professor and a photographer. He acted like he was a photographer, but it wasn't a ruse that he used to um, lure women. The correct answer to question 7 is A as in apple. A as in apple. He acted as a police officer or a security officer to make them come with him, to lure them to his car. Did he act as a college professor? He may have used it at one point, but I don't think that was one of his main ruses, or a ruse that he used to lure women to his car. He may have used it as hey, I'm hurt, and I need to move these books and stuff to my car. But was it a ruse that he used that, like, hey, I'm a professor, you need to come with me as a position of authority? I'm not aware of that one. School administrator, I mean, he could have acted as administrator, he could have acted as a lot of things, but the ruse was that he was hurt. So maybe it was Ed Kemper. And photographer Robert Del Salvo, that was his main ruse, was he was a photographer for fashion magazine and newspapers. But question 8. My killing spree has been an inspiration for so many others. Heck, I have even had a couple movies made about me or based on my crimes, including the movie Natural Born Killers. But do you know my name? Is it A, Randy Croft, B, Charles Croft, C, Chuck Stillwater, or D, Charles Starkweather? My killing spree has been an inspiration for so many others. Heck, I've even had a couple movies made about me or based on my crimes, including the movie Natural Born Killers. Good evening, Tammy. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. And I really thought this would be so easy. You're making this hard. I'm not trying to make it hard. Most of these questions, though, if they do stump you, they're all on the different sites that I pull these questions from. They're all rated at either a medium level of toughness, or they're an easy question. But I understand. I mean, we can't all know everything, but that's what I kind of try to mix them up in that regard. I think trivia is a lot more fun when it's all like one person or one type of crime, or I think that I enjoy those trivia nights a lot more. But I have so many of these questions are already pulled, and I have them, just sitting in a folder. So I just take them and put them into, the slides that you're seeing now. My killing spree has been the inspiration for so many others. Heck, I've even had a couple of movies made about me or based on my crimes, including the movie Natural Born Killers. But do you know my name? Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley. I'm here for the humor as much as the quiz. LOL. Well, I'm glad you have fun either way, Amelia. That's what's important. Israel Keys won. I'm going to write that down, Cement, because I have several questions. I may actually have enough to do an entire trivia night on just Israel Keys again. But I know I have at least 10 if right now. Okay, question 8. The correct answer is D as in dog. Charles Starkweather. Natural Born Killers was based on some of the crimes that he actually committed. Charles Starkweather. Chris Watson Knight. That's how you found me? All right, I'll write it down. Personally, I find the man boring, but his crime, unfortunately, are interesting in what in that aspect. Will, you should do an online murder mystery event. That's interesting, Tammy. Well, thank you, Gemma. Okay, question 9. I was a badass on a mission to make right what happened to me. In just 1 year span, I got some revenge, but I had to kill innocent to be redeemed. My name is Elaine Wernos. The question is, do you know how many men I killed in 1989 and 1990? Juicy Jules, good evening. Welcome to tonight's trivia, Juicy Jules, and happy Easter. How many men did she kill in 1989, 1990? Question number 9. I would love to see a trivia night on Lewis. I wrote it down, Cement Shoes. I'll look into possibly doing that. The answer is A. Happy Easter to all. I was a badass on a mission to make right what happened to me. In just 1 year span, I got some revenge, but I had to kill the innocent to be redeemed. My name is Elaine Wernos. The question is, do you know how many men I killed in 89-90? Question number 9. John Gotti Sr. or Jr. both get the electric chair. Another wild one to do trivia on would be Bella Guinness. She makes Elaine Wernos look like a humanitarian. Yeah. How many men did she kill in 1989-90? The correct answer is D as in dog. She killed 7. Question 9 is D as in dog. 7 men. Wait, I thought she was coming back on a spaceship. Has anyone seen her? What was their final words? Kiss my ass before they carried out her death sentence. I think that's what she said was kiss my ass or something like that. Were her final words. But I could be wrong about that. I know there was somebody that they carried out the death sentence on, and that was their final thing that they said. All right, moving on to question 10. Question 10. Shocking truth is many have forgotten all about me and my crimes. Let me briefly tell you who I am. My name is Anna Marie Hahn. Yeah, I broke the law. Yeah, the law won. Why am I sort of famous, and why should you never forget me? Was she A, the first woman to reach murder numbers of 50? B, first woman to die in Ohio's electric chair? C, first woman elected to Congress then kill someone? Or D, first woman to have a pet mountain lion in Chicago? Chopper Reed back in Jesus Christ on the mothership on Independence Day. Either way, she had a terrible life. She never stood a chance. I mean, she didn't have to kill people, but she certainly didn't have much of a chance at life. Everyone who should have protected her used her, and those who didn't use her beat her, abused her. They did all kinds of things to her. Her entire life, from a little kid on. Happens every year, right? First woman elected to Congress, then kill someone. Riding a unicorn with L. Rob Hubbard. I find L. Ron Hubbard and people who follow Scientology, I'm not making fun of it, but let's just say that when he wrote and came up with the Church of Scientology, he was trying to self-diagnose himself of his mental health issues. He's got to be laughing right now. Let's see that so many people took everything that he was talking about so seriously. I mean, he was a science fiction writer after all. Oops, didn't finish my comment. Chopper Reed is a fascinating criminal. The underbelly. But to each their own. People want to follow that, they do. Question 10. Shocking truth is many have forgotten all about me and my crimes, let alone let me briefly tell you who I am. My name is Anne Marie Hahn. Yeah, I broke the law, and yes, the law won. Why am I sort of famous, and why should you never forget me? Why should you not forget who this lady is? Anna Marie Hahn. The correct answer to question 10 is B as in boy. She was the first female to die in Ohio's electric chair. Old Sparky. Moving on to question 11. In all of recorded history, what percentage of known serial killers, spree killers, and just plain old sick murders have been known to be women? Is it A, less than 25%, B, 38%, C, greater than 67%, or D, 55%? What percentage of serial killers, spree killers, and just plain old murderers are women? Rancid pork. While Nero plays the violin when it all goes up in flames. A, B. And of course, we're looking at those who have been convicted, caught. So you can't, yeah, I mean, you could boil it down and go, well, what about the percentage of serial killers, and spree killers that haven't been caught? Maybe the number is higher or lower. Now, this is only going by the information that has been gathered by those who have been caught and convicted of serial killing, spree killings, or murder. What percentage? Boys say MBK kill. Who does a series on how awful Chad's books are? Oh man, I'm telling you, I tried reading one of his books. It was just deplorable. I've read better I've read better books that have been and things that were written by high school students than what Chad book, the one, well, I can't remember what it was. It's the one where he was talking, it doesn't matter, hypothesizing about the comings. You wish women just get away with it, LOL. Clutching my pearls, lemon pie. All recorded history. What percentage of known serial killers, spree killers, and just plain old sick murders have been women? The correct answer is A as in apple. Amelia for the win at the end there. A as in apple. Less than 25% of all serial killers, spree killers, and murderers have been women. Yes, men have that locked down. We're a violent group of individuals. All right, question 12. Question 12. Ronald Defoe Sr. purchased his forever family home at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, for $30,000. The day he purchased a home, he changed the sign in the yard to read what? Was it A, Sweet Home, B, good dreams ahead. C, high hopes. Or D, everlasting love. What did he change the sign in the yard to read? Must have meant the other kind of high. Marie Hilly. I wrote it down, Tammy. I will certainly look into it. Ronald Defoe Sr. purchased his forever family home at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, for $30,000. The day he purchased the home, he changed the sign in the yard to read what? So if women murder more men, and spree and serial crime rate would fall to below 25%. Immediate math. LOL, LOL. Cocaine High wouldn't have the same ring as High Hopes. Oh, that's good. Juicy Jules going with A, Sweet Home. What did he change the sign in the yard to read? E, for sale, $1. $1. I still do not understand how they all looked like they were asleep, but one. There's still a lot of speculation about you know, what did he do it all alone? What happened there? They all slept through it. Yeah. What did he change the sign in the yard to read, ladies and gentlemen? It is C as in cat, high hopes. For question 12. Moving on to question 13. Bloody St. Valentine's Massacre. The murders were not discovered by normal means. Heck, no one even ratted anyone out about the crime. So, how was the massacre discovered? Was it A, a lady of the night called it in? You can all figure out what that means. B, a delivery driver found it. C, a barking dog brought it to the attention of the police. Or D, a bootlegger told police about it. How was the St. Bloody Valentine's Day Massacre discovered? Satan just said unreasonable terms. A, C. Tammy's guessing C. I don't know. Maybe it's C. Maybe. Cement Shoes is going with B. Bloody St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The murders were not discovered by normal means. Heck, no one even ratted anyone out about the crime. So, how was it discovered? The B, C, B, D, B. E, the smell. Let's ask Al Capone, right? Spot. Good evening, Spot, and welcome to tonight's trivia. And happy Easter to you, Spot. A, B, and D normal means, LOL. Bloody St. Valentine's Massacre. The correct answer to question 13 is C as in cat. A barking dog brought it to the attention of the police. A beat officer walking the street who had no idea that the massacre had happened in this parking garage, area warehouse, was walking along, and there was a dog, a German Shepherd, who just kept on barking. And the officer turned his attention to the dog, and we were trying to figure out where the dog was at. And that's how it was actually discovered. A barking dog. Happy Easter to you as well, Spot. Okay, question 14. Let's face it, history clearly shows us all the mistakes of the past. The Lindbergh baby kidnapping was filled with errors. Odds are we convicted and put to death 2 innocent men. What one piece of evidence from below was deeply flawed but used to convict? Was it A, eyewitness testimony, B, an informant from jail, C, gold certificate backed dollars, or D, rope supposedly used? What piece of evidence was used to convict the 2 men of the Lindbergh kidnapping and murder? Well, Lindbergh kidnapping. I think the screw in my chair is about to come out. Gonna have to fix that later. C, A, B, C, B. I don't even know what C is. Amelia, there you. All right. In the history of after the United States was formed and we started printing what is currently like our modern day cash, it was backed by gold and then backed by silver, and there's variations of the U.S. dollar that used to say silver certificate or gold certificate, and you could for a 10 or a 1 or a 50 or 20 or whatever, and you could redeem that back to the government, and they were supposed to give you $20 worth of gold or $20 worth of silver. But they're a collector's item nowadays. The silver certificates and gold certificate dollars, they look just like a regular dollar and they spend just like a regular dollar. But I've seen them actually used. I've got a bunch of them in the house, in a money collection that I started for my daughter when she was younger. How I got them was I saw a kid at a 7-Eleven using them. A bunch of I think they're $2 or $5 silver certificates or ones. I can't remember what the denomination is. But the kid was using them, and I'm like, "Where did you get those?" And he's like, "That like his grandfather left him a bunch of money, and without even knowing what the hell they were, he spent them like dollars to buy Slurpees and snacks." I was like, "Geez, I'll take all of those that you have." You have a silver certificate? You think Lindbergh did it himself, Tammy? Now dollars are backed by we got the power to print these endlessly. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, lemon pie. Let's face it, history clearly shows us all the mistakes of the past. The Lindbergh baby kidnapping was filled with errors. Odds are we convicted and put to death two innocent men. What one piece of evidence from below was deeply flawed but used to convict? The correct answer is C as in cat, gold certificate backed dollars. And here's just one thing that they did. All right, so they paid the ransom money for the Lindbergh kidnapping, and they put these gold certificates in there, which the government was taking out of circulation at the time. But of all of the currency that they used to pay the ransom, they never wrote down a single serial number to any of that currency. They just figured, well, if we catch someone down the road with who doesn't have money, and now they suddenly have a lot of money, yeah, those are the people that probably did it, or if they have the silver certificates or the gold certificates, they used that as evidence. They didn't even bother to think, you know what, we can write down these serial numbers to this currency. Okay, question 15. John F. Kennedy was shot and killed in 1963, a day that no American should ever forget. What honor was given to Kennedy shortly afterwards that had only to that point been given to four others in history of the U.S. to that point? What award? Was it A Medal of Freedom, B, put on a U.S. coin, C, Medal of Valor, or D, given a federal holiday of mourning? John F. Kennedy was shot and killed in 1963, a day that no American should ever forget. What honor was given to Kennedy shortly afterwards? B, put on a U.S. coin. C, D, B. E, a clam chowder. Clam chowder. Clam chowder. Submit. Shoes is going with B. Just Jules. C, Starfire. B, Kalisa. D. Oh, Interpede, sorry late, can't stay. Just wanted to wish y'all a happy Easter. Looking forward to next time. You stay safe out there, Interpedes, and happy Easter to you as well. I was born 5 days after his assassination. Wow. Buried with Marilyn Monroe's diary. John F. Kennedy was shot and killed in 1963. What honor was he given shortly afterwards? The correct answer is B as in boy. He was put on a U.S. coin. Now, here's the significance of that. Besides the fact that he was put on a U.S. coin, it was also the only other time in the history of America where someone was removed from a U.S. coin. Benjamin Franklin was removed from a $50. Removing him was the first time something like that had also happened. The Buffalo nickel, which has a Native American on one side, is a composite. Susan B. Anthony is a composite, and so is the Sacagawea coin, is also a composite. They're not actual likenesses of that individual, taken from actual photographs. They're composite images. Benjamin Franklin was removed from the half dollar, and Kennedy was put on the half dollar shortly thereafter. That's all 15 questions. How did you do tonight? You get 12 to 15 for A, B, 8 to 11. You don't have to keep score. It's just kind of a fun way to to see how you did. Or E, mountain lion riding in a Yugo while smoking meth for an E. Starfire got an E. That flew by. Yeah. It goes pretty quick. Or at least I try to. I try to make sure that if we cut the time down so it's not an hour 45 minutes anymore, 2 hours. When I used to do 20 questions, it was common for it to at 20 questions that the stream would be 2 hours in length, just getting through the trivia questions. And you watch a lot of people kind of fade out right around the 1 hour point. Happy Easter to all. Happy Easter to you again, Tammy. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Did I fairly well? This was given my track record. There you go. Well, I'm glad you guys all had fun playing trivia. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you did. Oh, the what ideas that I'm going to be looking into are for other trivia nights that have been suggested. Israel Keys for tonight, Chris Watts, Bella Guinness, and Marie Hilley. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hilley. Still looking into a couple other ones that have been suggested. Other suggestions are serial killer trivia on different people. That seems to be a popular subject matter. At least people want it. They say they want to do trivia on that. I've done them on Bundy in the past, and Gacy, and Dahmer. But I mean, I could always do it on another someone famous, as well. I mean, besides Israel Keys, apparently Cement Shoes like the Israel Keys. Sure, a lot more people did too. Well, and have a great week, y'all. You as well, Sal. Thank you again. Thank you, Will and community. Thank you, Amelia. Buckwater, the Kingpin. I wrote that down. I just forgot to mention it. Lewis, I've got it on the bottom of my sticky note. I wrote that down, Cement Shoes. The Kingpin who got the chair. Can you please do another places people apart from the U.S.? Sure. I could definitely do one. Crime trivia, like, for another country. Is there, you want the UK or Australia, or I can definitely look into it. Happy Easter, everyone. I wrote it down so I don't forget. See what I have done, questions that I have now, putting together a trivia for another location around the world. I think it'd be fun to do one on Fred and Rosemary West. That they, I mean, they there's some good trivia questions out there about those two from the UK. I don't want to get into anything too political though. You know, don't want to do one about murdered children by the Catholic Church or indigenous people from here in America or Canada. Don't really want to get into anything like that because that's really decisive, and a lot of people get upset and they're like, oh yeah, I knew it, I know you're whatever. So Russia, they have some out of the gate cases. Yeah, they do. A wild Australia case is Paddy Morty killed a town with less than a dozen residents. Huh. Didn't know about that. Asia, perhaps? Yeah, I could definitely look into it. It takes a while to do these trivia to put all the questions together. If I don't have them already, saved. Ivan Milat. Ivan Milat. Army Northern Territory 2017. Patty. Riarty. Write it down. That way I don't forget. Catherine Knight is another one who makes Atlanta look nice. Miss K. Good evening, Miss K. Australia has some intriguing crime stories. I mean, Australia started off as a penal colony, so you don't have to go back too far to see a connection with crime, in Australia. Penal colony and shipping. Then it became more into people lived there, purposely lived there, moved there. Anonymous, hey Will in chat. Hello, Anonymous. How are you doing tonight, Anonymous? And happy Easter to you and to Miss K. Happy Easter to all. There's a wine called 19 Crimes that has stories about Australian criminals for sent there. Huh. 19 Crimes. What's the one with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart? Is that 19 Crimes or Hands or something? I can't remember what the hell that one is. I see the display every time I go in and out of the grocery store. They have a huge display here where I go shopping. Football as well with you. It is anonymous. It is. I'm doing good. Hurt my ankle, but I'm okay. Stepped in a hole in a parking lot. Didn't even see the hole. Yes, that's 19 Crimes. Okay. I just see the display for it all the time when I'm going into the grocery store. I'm not a wine drinker, so it's always caught my attention though. I'll give them that much. Whoever Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, they and if they're the ones that are bottling it, they certainly spent their money on getting it out there in front of people and getting their attention. I mean, we're talking about a huge display. It's probably like 20 feet in length. It sits along an entire wall between, like, you come in the door and before the jewelry department. Big display. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap things up there. I thank everyone for being here tonight to play trivia with us. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a pleasant week ahead, and happy Easter to everyone. In the meantime, I will see you again soon. Don't forget, there's a video coming out right after this stream is over with. So, want to check my channel out, there's a video coming up right after this. In the meantime, everyone, stay safe out there, and I will see you again next weekend. Convicted of procuring murder for hire in New Zealand. Yes, yeah, that is definitely true. Goodbye, everyone.